Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ. And this episode, we are looking at the trading block because we need to get better on the offensive side of the ball. Surprisingly, our pitching is doing really well. And what's funny about that is that in real life, the Miami Marlins are predicted to probably have the worst rotation in baseball. I mean, it's by a long shot too. I mean, if you look at our team, really, we don't really have anybody that's even remotely good on the rotation. But look at all of these guys. I mean, .87 whip by Dan Straley early on in this season, .98 ERA. I mean, he is just killing it. He does have 10 walks, so that's a little too many. And look at Harlan Garcia. He's a 113 whip as well. And you know what? He's not even really a start. He's listed as a starting pitcher, but I don't think he's really much of a starting pitcher. I believe he's pretty good at pitching, but I believe he's more of a long reliever. Sandy Alcantara is actually look at his ERA, .50133 whip. All of our guys are pitching actually pretty well up to this point. But we do have our first storyline submitted by you guys, so pay attention to this. Buster Olney breaks the news. Justin Bour and Derek Dietrich exchange words in the clubhouse after the loss to the Yankees. With the offseason of trades that the Marlins had, Dietrich is officially on the trading block. So let's take a look at the trading block for the whole major league. Let's look at some guys, see if we can see anybody that we might want. So all these guys are kind of up there in age. Cesar Hernandez is still kind of young. He's 27 years old for the Phillies. He's a really good player, but I mean, let's just see like exactly what they want. So if I were to initiate this trade and see what they want, I mean, look at that. They want Asan Diaz, JT Riddle, and Ashton Cohen. I don't know if I'm willing to give up Asan Diaz because he's going to be good in our organization because he's one of the few second basemen I've seen that has some decent power. I mean, he's got 55 power, 46 power versus left. Right now, that's pretty decent because he's only 21 B potential. So I imagine that going up quite a bit. So let's look at the rest of the trading block. So is there a guy that we really can go after here? If you see anybody you want me to go after, let me know. And it's kind of surprising to see Chris Davis on the trading block. So this is a guy we might potentially go after. His power versus right, this is exactly what we've been missing. 94 versus right, 83 versus left. And the only thing that bothers me is his arm strength. It's only 52. So he would be stuck in left field pretty much. I mean, I don't know where else he can play, but right now, I mean, left field is pretty much where he's stuck, but he's got some great power. Let's actually see what they want for him. Let's look at the prospects they want for him. So they actually want Sean Little, Bryant Sierra, and Zach Gallen, and I think that might be a little too much. Let's actually look to see a similar player to him, Domingo Santana. So this is a guy that's on the trading block, probably in real life for real. I mean, if you look at his stats, he's pretty good at hitting. 77 power versus right, 69 versus left. One of my favorite players for the Brewers. Let's just see exactly what they want for him. So looks like they want Monty Harrison back. I don't know why they just trade him away, but they want him back. But then look at this: Jorge Guzman, Yadiel Rivera, and James Nelson. So I mean, this might be a trade that we might potentially do. Let me know in the comment section. You know, another guy for the Brewers that's on the chopping block as well, on the trading block as well, Keon Broxton. And the thing about Keon Broxton that's different than Domingo Santana, look at his fielding. He is a man. He's a guy that can get to every single ball. 86 reaction, 91 speed. So if he gets on the bases, he's a threat to score just because of his speed alone. But look at his vision, 19. So he's going to strike out a lot. I mean, that says a lot about who he is as a player. He's kind of just a defensive player. Look at him last year. He had 20-20, but he also struck out a lot. He only hit 220. On base percentage was only 300. So I don't know about going after Keon Broxton, but who should I really go after? Should I go after Chris Davis, Crush Davis, or Domingo Santana? Who do I go after? Because if you look at my team, a lot of my guys are unhappy. JT Realmuto right now, he's an unhappy player. Look at his moral. He's gone down 2 overall, And I mean, look at Derek Dietrich. He's a happy guy, but I mean, he's only 70 overall, and that's with his morale. So without the morale, he's really 68. So maybe that's something we have to address. Maybe we need to make a couple of trades and maybe get Chris Davis, get Domingo Santana, because right now we don't have much power in our lineup, and also we don't have much starting pitching. So maybe, you never know, JT Realmuto, we could maybe unload him for a young starting pitcher, maybe a playoff team. Remember our ranking as far as positions go. I mean, look at our catcher. It's ranked 11 right now. I don't know how it just went down. I think we were just like 7th, to be honest, a couple games ago, but now we're 11th. So maybe a team that needs a catcher that can hit, maybe JT Realmuto is the guy for them, because we do need some help at pretty much every single position. And the only position that's really locked up is probably Lewis Brinson and probably Starlin Castro. Remember, Starlin Castro wanted to be traded from the Marlins when he first got traded from the Yankees. And, I mean, he's doing pretty well for us, so I want to keep him. But you know what? Look at this. We're going up against Milwaukee, and they are 13-6, so they're doing pretty well in this early part of the season. So looking at the first month, so we have a 4-game series versus Milwaukee, then we go to Dodger Stadium in LA, and then we finish off the month with Colorado and Philadelphia. So let's just get into this action, man. We're going up against Milwaukee. I'm probably going to get a game in versus the Dodgers, and we'll see how it goes, man. We need to kind of bounce back from that last loss. We are 7-10 at this point. We weren't expected to really, open some eyes this season. Hopefully we were. Maybe we would overachieve, but we'll see. But let's hop into this action, man. Let's go. One thing I like about pitching with Sandy Alcantara is that his fastball, I mean, sometimes he reaches 99 miles an hour. And I mean, it's such an advantage using that, and he has a pretty good cutter too. So yeah, there he is, striking out Jonathan Villar to lead off the game. And the story early on in this game is they just couldn't touch his fastball at all as he strikes out Domingo Santana. Then Travis Shaw on the curveball, and Orlando Arcia comes up in the third, and he can't touch that heat. So now we're here at the top of the 5th inning. Justin Bour gets a fastball right down the middle, and he hits it away from the shift down the left field line, and he's going to be in for a double with 1 out in the inning. And we've been actually hitting pretty good with Justin Bour lately. So here's JT Realmuto coming up, and they beat him, so he gets on first. So now we got runners on first and second with Martin Prado coming up, and he hits a double play ground ball, and the Brewers are going to get out of that 4th inning with no damage done. Another 0-0 game going into the middle inning. So now on to the bottom of the 6th, and Sandy Alcantara is just continuing his great pitching ways as he strikes out Jimmy Nelson on that one. But now on to the 7th inning, JT Realmuto gets walked once again, and Martin Prado gets a second chance, and he gets walked. So now we got guys on first and second as Craig Counsell comes to the mound, and Derek Dietrich comes up to bat, but he strikes out on the inside heat that time. So Jimmy Nelson is doing actually a pretty good job of pitching up to this point, and JT Riddle comes up, but this time he can't make it drop in the outfield that time on the blooper, but VR gets to it. So now Justin Bour comes up in the top of the 9th inning facing another pitcher, but look at this. Justin Bour gets a hold of one and drives it deep, and that's a no-doubter for Justin Bour. And this is what I've been looking for from him, because he's got the home run power. He just hasn't displayed it up to this point in the season, but as of late he's been actually hitting the ball better and better each game, and the Miami Marlins take the 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the 9th inning. So we bring in Brad Ziegler to actually close out the game, because we know Bear Claw has pretty much been disappointing this year. He has 3 blown saves. So Brad Ziegler is coming in to pitch, and right away giving up 2 base hits up the middle, this time to Christian Yelich. And now they got guys on first and second with Ryan Braun coming up, and an outside pitch that time, and Ryan Braun takes it to opposite field, and the runner is going to come in to score. So now we're into trouble here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Not another one of these blown games, so we have to bring in Drew Stickenrider. And one thing about him is his Ks per 9 is in the upper 80s, so you know we're going to be looking to strike out some guys, get out of this inning. So he strikes out Domingo Santana, strikes out Travis Shaw, and with 2 outs, he strikes out Mandy Pena, and we're going to extra innings after the 3 straight strikeouts on that one. Clutch pitching that time. So now on to the top of the 10th. JT Riddle is leading off this inning. Remember, I put him in for Rojas because Rojas has really been struggling. So here Stickenrider comes up and we bunt JT Riddle over. So now Riddle is on in scoring position now with the top of our lineup coming up. So here is Lewis Brinson on a 2-2 count, getting a pitch to hit and driving that one deep to right field. And that's going to be revenge on the Brewers because remember, he was in their organization, their top prospect. Didn't do too well at the MLB level, but he's getting his chance from Miami, and he's getting back at the team that traded him away. And with that, we take the 2-run lead off of the Lewis Brinson no doubter. So Cameron Maybin, we're still not done in this inning. He comes up, but he hits a ground ball that time to Jonathan VR. And with 2 outs in the inning, Cameron Maybin, I mean, he's just not getting it done so far this year. But with 2 outs in the inning, Starlin Castro gets a nice pitch to hit, but Lorenzo Cain is going to be there for the liner in center field. So now the Brewers down 2 runs. Can we shut them down with Steckenrider? And here he is getting the first out of the inning with Arcia popping out to left field there with Derek Dietrich. And Stickenrider here, he's facing Lorenzo Cain, and Lorenzo Cain is such a good hitter. He's a hard guy to get out. He gets the hit to right field for his second hit of this game. But now with 3 on a 3-2 count, 2 outs, or 1 out actually, he gets Jesus Aguilar to strike out, and VR is going to come up next and pop out this time to Martin Prado, and we are going to be leaving Miller Park with the victory. And clutch hitting that time from Lewis Brinson and Justin Bour, getting home runs late. Justin Bour actually had a really good game. He had 3 hits in the game, and you know, the top of our lineup is actually hitting pretty well. I mean, we're not really scoring too many runs early on in games, but Lewis Brinson's doing his thing. Starlin Castro's doing pretty well. So is Justin Bour now. We just need to get some hitting going in the bottom, in the middle of our lineup. So Justin Bour 3 for 4 on the day. Lewis Brinson 3 for 5 on the day, and Martin Prado, like I said, that top of the order is all right, but once we get to the middle to the bottom, kind of dies out. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Let me know, man, is there any guys I should go out after? Let me know, because you guys are going to dictate a lot in this series. So stay tuned. Let's go.